What's going on YouTube? ClidK74 with another video. But unfortunately, our winning streak got snapped. But it was not. It was at least against the Chicago Bulls, which is a great basketball team. Shout out to them. They have a really good squad. I'll tell you that much. They have Lonzo Ball, Alex Caruso, Lavine, DeRozan. It was just their night in general. And the Clippers, it was a back-to-back game, and again, the Bulls are second seed, I believe. So it's not it's not like the worst thing that could have happened, but there are a lot of it kind of shows some of the Clippers' weakness, like especially what I have been expressing throughout the past 3 weeks, 4 weeks, I believe. Like it's just he just links to that issue. But first, we're gonna talk about the players, about how they did. We're going to start off with Paul George. I mean, Paul George, it's definitely never his fault, not his fault at all whatsoever. He did his job. He was making shots. He was making really tough shots. He just did his thing. I mean, he got rebounds. He did everything what he is supposed to do and what you want him to do. So Paul George did his job. Zubac, I mean, he he kind of had some flaws. I'm not gonna lie, especially like he'll miss some types of shots, but again, he wasn't the worst. Bledsoe actually did pretty good tonight as well too. So shout out to Eric Bledsoe. He actually scored like what 19 points, I believe. It was like a number something like that. So again, I like how Bledsoe was playing. He was penetrating inside he was slashing pretty good. So that's like one thing he definitely could help us on. And and the way how we played is mostly good as well too. We still moved the ball around. We just couldn't make we just couldn't really make shots. Like Batum, he was stone cold tonight. He couldn't really hit any shots, but again, we still love Nick Batum here because Nick Batum still has that really good defense on the other side. So I mean, it was just a little off night from Nick Batum. Again, not too much of a problem. Hartenstein played pretty good tonight, in my opinion. He got really good defense. He scored pretty good too. Like the way how he gets his buckets, it just jacks up the momentum. Reggie Jackson, I mean, he had he had he had really slumpy moments, but at but in the clutch, he was pretty good in my opinion. Especially like the last minutes, Reggie Jackson was actually like like keeping us like he almost kind of won us the game basically. He made a good amount of shots that definitely kept the momentum going up a lot. So again, but the Bulls just had better momentum. I mean, if y'all look how Zach LaVine plays, he plays pretty like he's just a certified bucket. Like he made one of those shots that even like the Bulls commentator said, like I was like the Bulls commentator said, and the other normally you would consider it a bad shot, but he took that shot and it just went in. So it's hard to contain Levine and DeRozan. You cannot really contain DeRozan either. Caruso he was he was playing pretty darn good. He was playing like how Pat Bev when he was with us. Like he plays with great intensity and he got a good amount of blocks, especially on Paul George. Yeah, I mean Caruso, like, look, he's actually a pretty darn good player in my opinion. I mean, you cannot go wrong with him on the team. So I guess now I kind of see how why the Lakers fan they love Caruso to death because literally he does that. So like, major props to Caruso right here. And one major thing I really want to point out is what Ty Lue could take notes on from the Bulls coaches. Have y'all noticed how the Chicago Bulls played Ayo Dosunmu. Ayo Dosunmu, he's just a rookie, right? But he displays talent. What does the Bulls coach do? What does Brett what's his name? Um I forgot his name. Billy Donovan. What does Billy Donovan do? He plays Ayo Dosunmu like a lot in the second quarter, in the third quarter, even a little bit in the fourth quarter. And 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 for the Clippers, a lot the second unit, like at times, especially in the second and third quarter, they went cold. So what the Clippers should have done? What the Clippers could have done? I mean, it's pretty obvious. Last night, the man I was talking about literally just played 9 minutes and he scored 9 points. Yeah, you guessed it right. The Clippers should have played Jay Scrub like how the Chicago Bulls played Ayo Dosunmu. Like, one major weakness of the Los Angeles Clippers is there's lack of shot creators. The only shot creators we have is Paul George, Reggie Jackson in a way, um, Bledsoe. If you kind of want to counter shot creation, but I wouldn't really counter shot creation. He just penetrates. That's pretty much really it. Rest of them, majority of them, they're kind of like more of a catch and shoot. But who are the other shot creators? Brandon Boston Jr. and Jay Scrub. Like, in my opinion, like where the talent is at, it's really at where the youth is. That's where the talent is at. Like, it's in my opinion, like where the talent is where the destination, like, where the talent is, it's with Brandon Boston, Jay Scrub, and Keon, because like I said, they can do a lot of stuff that would definitely kept the Clippers in game, and in this case, they would have definitely made the Clippers win the game for sure. Cause, and then there'll be some people there'll always be like, and the question is, well, how Ty Lue could have played how could Ty Lue play Jay Scrub though? Would be the question. Well, I mean, you see, again, the second unit in the second quarter, third quarter, they kind of went cold. So because Luke Kennard, he was pretty quiet tonight. I mean, it's normal. You play good, then you have an off night. So you could either Reggie also kind of had slumpy moments, like I said. So you could either put Jay Scrub in for either Luke Kennard or Reggie Jackson or Eric Bledsoe. Either one. He should be playing with Hartenstein and Man. Jay Scrub, yeah, he should be playing with Hartenstein and Man, in my opinion. Especially when Paul George is out. When Paul George is out, the Clippers, Ty Lue needs to take advantage and put Jay Scrub in, because Scrub can do a lot of stuff that Paul George does, in my opinion, especially when he slashes in, like you know what I'm saying, like, and then it's not like you're not gonna really disrupt the rhythm to the main players too much as well. I mean, just put Jay Scrub in for, like, let's just say tonight, let's just say I'm gonna use Luke Kennard for example. Luke Kennard was kind of cold. I mean, he wasn't the worst, but he was not playing as, like how he played in the last games. So let's just say you put Jay Scrub, you sub him in for Luke Kennard. Jay Scrub, he gets his feel. Maybe he makes a shot, maybe he doesn't. But then maybe, like, if other players are still not really working out. Let's just say if Bledsoe or Reggie Jackson, they're pretty darn off. You could have kind of, like, rotated around, if you know what I'm saying. Just mix it up sometimes. Like, then you could just put Luke Kennard back in for, let's just say, either Reggie or Bledsoe. You could either done that, and then, you know what I'm saying, just rotate it around, in my opinion. So that's just my major takeaway, how on how I felt like Ty Lue could have kind of handled the situation. Like pretty much basically I really want to say this about Tyronn Lue. He's great at getting the best out of the players. His his play style or coaching style, whatever y'all want to call it, it's pretty good too, because we still have pretty good ball movement. But it's just Ty Lue's rotations are the key weakness for the Los Angeles Clippers at times. Because last season, like you see, Terrence Mann could have got more minutes. But now Terrence Mann is getting minutes, so that's good. But this season, it's now Jay Scrubb's turn. Because we have moments where we were in drought of, needing a shot creator. And Jay Scrubb would have been that perfect dude who would have, made a lot of shots and you lose nothing on defense. Like again, like I said, like the Bulls, the Chicago Bulls playing Ayo Dosunmu is the prime example on what Ty Lue can do with some of the youth. Well, don't do that with Amir Coffey. Just please don't, because Amir Coffey, I just don't see anything special in that dude. I mean, he's not. I mean, yeah. I mean, pretty much, I don't see anything special in that dude. So definitely do that with Jay Scrubb, especially when our second unit is, on a big slump. But when the second unit is actually making shots and all this stuff and making their damn shots and being certified buckets and playing really good, you don't even need to do that. But you don't. But in every now and then, when the second unit is off, Ty Lue needs to be taking advantage and put Jay Scrubb in rotation, and Brandon Boston too. Don't think that I'm excluding Brandon Boston, but Jay Scrubb was in the game tonight. Well, Boston was playing with Agua Caliente, so I'm just gonna be mentioning Jay Scrubb for right now. So that should be pretty much it in this video. So leave a like, comment, subscribe, or dislike if you disagree, and this should wrap it up.